Ugh. Been a few days. My fault. No excuse. Anyway, we've got 9 more days, something like that, to do this. If my voice sounds sore, it's because I just finished playing games with friends. By games, I mean Hunt Showdown. Curiosity was burning a hole in my skull, and I caved, and we started playing the game. Y'all fuckers have been posting again. Given, yeah. See, it did get fixed. Okay, Wayland, what are you writing for? Sorry? Parawatch, oh, thank the... You, okay. I'm intrigued. Regardless. Okay, so if we were then... This, my fellow readers, is Anadonia by... Let's see here. Fluffernutter. I'm privy to some insider information. I'm a stock trader, you see, I say lying through my teeth. I don't have a mind for it. Or rather, I don't have the care to analyze itty-bitty numbers on a screen to understand what holds value. What the... Am I bleeding through my leg? I was, not anymore. Oh, I picked out a scab by accident. I was wondering if that was itchy. Anyway. I'm privy to some insider trading tips. The first episode, these two and someone else, I forget the name of your third, I apologize, who wrote for Febris Pharmaceuticals, if you remember them, said that they didn't create it, but instead the other people who wrote for Febris did, which would, I presume, be Fluffernutter and their crew. So that's 1, 2, yeah. That should be Fluffernutter, Hacktech, and JN Colossus. So these are the people who, I guess, did it first? Yeah, the people who did it first. Why did I hesitate? I know exactly that's the truth, or so they say. Maybe they lied to me, who knows? Could be a convoluted gaslighting attempt for the hell of it. Anyway, let's see. Sorry, I'm just putting stuff away. International branches hub, huh? Febris Pharmaceuticals, Rest in Fever, Anadonia. 9 upvotes. Okay, shorter. Just idle curiosity to see how the... Yeah? Anyway. The Soho Tattletale, your weekly source of secondhand news. Backdoor Soho, August 8th, $2, no refunds. Soho lie-down fever continues. Law enforcement action lacking against spread of unknown opioid. From the ears of William Hanwell. Back to, I guess this is just denoting that this is their article. This morning, Soho awoke to another 3 ODs from the newest drug wave hitting the city, colloquially dubbed lie down. Sorry, I just have to... For a newspaper, like format, I guess, the way you're structuring this, they first of all awoke. Second of all, they wouldn't do... Well, maybe it's different because it's, a paranormal society, a bit more closer, a bit more informal, I guess, generally speaking. The taboos are a bit less... What I'm trying to say is I feel like maybe fair enough. Maybe the press would be a bit... So, because, hold on. Before I speak, just want to confirm something. Yeah, Soho. The anomalous community we mentioned earlier before. But so maybe their sort of like restrictions or like the standards they hold themselves to as a newspaper are a bit looser, a bit more lax. But I feel like you should just write overdoses. Anyway, from the newest drug wave hitting the city, colloquially dubbed Lie Down for its infamous effects on users, crumpling them into a body-numbing calm, a potentially fatal one. Sorry, I'm all like frazzled from Hunt. Despite best efforts by local police to take it off the streets, supply is rising endlessly and so is demand. Lie Down first made its debut just 3 months ago, being sold as a brand new, extremely effective pain reliever by local dealers. Unfortunately, it became extremely clear what the risks were. Even slight misuse led to prolonged unconsciousness and potentially brain death, a nap which you wouldn't wake up from, perplexing even the brightest minds in the arts of medical science and magics. That is one hell of a run-on sentence. Official investigation started month, but the long overdue search has yielded no results, and only yielding deep controversy. If it was me, I wouldn't use the same word in the same sentence. You should totally put a period there, and this is new sense. Following the July 27th raid on multiple anarchist groups in Old New Broadway, leaving the public outraged in what they view as discriminatory attack based on pure stereotype. Suspected group Marshall Carter and Dark has also shown fruitless results, leading to... In what manner? Are they being investigated? Okay, yeah. Should have done investigations into group Marshall Carter and Dark has shown fruitless results or something to that effect, you know what I'm trying to say. Leading to doubt over whether this Inquisition can be trusted with any responsibility. However, with the newfound collaboration for the Unusual Incidents Unit (UIU), Police Chief Robert Hannigan believes a breakthrough will occur soon. It is without doubt that I and the entirety of the Backdoor Police Force believe that with our new resources, whoever's peddling this lie down will be found and caught shortly. And when they do, I can assure that they will be punished to the full extent of the law's capabilities, Hannigan claimed in a recent interview. Of course, suspicions run amok amongst the populace themselves. This is such a weird sentence. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's grammatically correct, it just feels weird. Many question whether occult activities are to blame for this mess, or perhaps one of the many corporations taking up shop to the chagrin of the locals. So far, no response. This sentence formatting feels weird too. So far, no responses have been given from... And then we cut off the newspaper. Excerpt from UIU file 2026-089. Interrogation record for approved staff only. Authorized stories are to be given to press next week. August 25th. Prepare for media response. McKinsley. Say it again for the record, please. Name and occupation. Forensi. Is that how you say that? Farnesi. Dr. Fausto Farnesi. Oh, yeah, Faust. Intriguing. Dr. Fausto Farnesi, CEO of Fabris Pharmaceuticals. McKinsley. So, doctor, you are fully claiming to have produced Lie Down and set your supply off to dealers citywide. Farnese. Yes, my company produced a new, very effective painkiller drug, anhedonia. We sold this through certain authorized channels with very specific instructions for using them. McKinsley. Interesting for you to say with such brazen confession immediately. Additionally, so for you to approach us with this. Farnese. I swore to be utterly truthful for this interview, and I have been. Our company has always had honesty as one of its core tenets. Why else would I request to speak? Yeah. Sorry, just taking a sip. McKinsley. Yet you seem okay with dealing illegal substances towards addicts in this town. Farnese. No, I do not, and we, as a company, do not. McKinsley. Is there something in my statement you deem contradictory? Farnese. Regulations regarding the distribution of medical products state that legal requirements for approved selling of a product requires nothing more than valid medical testing and proper disclosure in taking it. McKinsley. How does that factor in? Farnese. Our product has been properly tested and found to be beneficial, as long as you follow the recommended frequency of consumption, which is once per week, which we have strictly told our proxies to say. McKinsley. Your dealers. Farnese. Proxies, legal proxies, which are able to sell our product under our guidance. If they are selling anything actually illegal, that's beyond our knowledge. McKinsley. But how do you explain the overdoses? Almost 50 overdoses that we know of, probably double that we don't. Farnese. Warnings were given, waivers were signed, which we would gladly supply, which our proxies would back. Legally, it is user error. McKinsley. Regardless of legality, there is no probability that a substance that dangerous will be allowed for production. Farnese. Well, this is what was forced upon us, and I would not recommend stopping production now. McKinsley. Why not? Farnese. Well, all our company is doing is offering people a clean, relatively cheap way of ending their horrible constant pain. Their panacea of suffering, if you would. Okay, so we have immediately Swap from like negligent CEO to just fucking evil, villainous, like megalomaniac sort of thing. Sorry, my throat is very sore. McKinsley, so it's still seriously addictive. We have a duty to this nexus and Farnese. And surveys claim up to 38% of backdoor Soho have some form of diagnosed chronic injury. That's about 1,000 people, 10,000 people left without our antidote. Why did that go up by a fucking power of 10? 10,000 people left without our anhedonia. 10,000 angry, suffering civilians who know who to blame for it. McKinsley, that's absurd. There are alternatives to your drug already in market. Farnese, not in price and certainly not in effectiveness. The secrets to our products are, how do you say it, exclusive. McKinsley, so what do you want from us? Farnese, nothing at all, detective. Quite literally, let us sell to official stores with your endorsement and regulations, and that you sell the fear-mongering stories of our product. McKinsley, then you'll stop peddling your product to street vendors just like that? Farnese, just like that. McKinsley, what are you planning, Doctor? Farnese, well, you'll see. Why are you even considering this? That just increases its range. Are you daft? Final draft requires approval to be from board, not to be published. Fabris Pharmaceuticals, Nostrum Malum Nostra Salus, Anhedonia. What is anhedonia and what is it used for? Anhedonia is a revolutionary newly developed painkiller offering relief from chronic pain for up to a week per use, as well as long-lasting periods of calm for those dealing with prolonged episodes of stress. Anhedonia comes in the form of simple tablets, allowing a painless and stress-free intake experience available in all Fabris-sanctioned pharmacies and stores. 2. Contraindications/interactions with other drugs. I don't know if I even pronounced that correctly. Do not take anhedonia alongside other medications that offer similar effects, example Vicodin, Percocet, etc. This could lead to severe health effects. Do not take anhedonia if you are undergoing chemotherapy or physiologically similar treatments. Consult your nearest Fabris professional for further concerns. Don't painkillers usually come with a do not take if pregnant warning? I guess this is different. Composition. Synthetic codeine, synthetic papaverine, anhedonic hydrochloride, FP patent 08-C, Beninoct strengthened lidocaine, FP patent 08D. Beninoct is just good night. In, I think, Latin, if not that, then French, but I think it's just Latin. Anyway, description of effects. Causes elongated relief of joint and muscle pain, especially ones caused by chronic illnesses for up to 7 days after consumption. Additionally, causes more relaxed mood for the same time period, even in normally stressful situations. How to take anhedonia. Safe consumption of anhedonia must be done once per week and not sooner. Spacing it out further is recommended if the effects do not end after the usual 7-day period. Consult your nearest Fabris endorsed pharmacy for special conditions and to schedule your anhedonia. Overdose. Mild overuse of anhedonia may cause sudden headaches or migraines as well as mild muscle paralysis. Major overdose can lead to seizures, total body paralysis, or in very rare cases, death. It is strongly recommended to have someone nearby when consuming your regular anhedonia tablet to ensure safety. But the thing is, wouldn't they need to be around you for 2 days or something to that effect? If the effects last for like 7 days, I feel like the first 2 would be the most dangerous. So if you're taking this pill for your chronic pain, you'd have to be monitored for like 2 days straight, which I feel like no one would want. Yeah, whatever. Side effects. Prolonged intake of anhedonia, 6+ months, can lead to longer periods of REM sleep at night, as well as possible chance for mild insomnia. It is recommended to stop taking anhedonia if side effects become debilitating on day-to-day life. Should be in, but sure. How to store anhedonia. Keep anhedonia in plastic containers. Anhedonia can be stored in cool or room temperature environments. Do not keep anhedonia exposed to intense heat. Attached note to authorized employees. Delete later. Begin shipping of FP-938 anhedonia next week to marked locations. Make sure all transports are viable. Regarding media exposure, follow normal procedure in worst case scenario. Flagged keywords: death, overdose, lie down, coma, brain death, screaming. Await further instructions. FF. Again, for my tastes, thank you kindly. This is egregious with the spag errors, so I genuinely wonder if the critique process looked like. Your first sentence has two errors in the first few words, alongside being a massive run-on. We only forget this if it was just here, but like Nico said, errors are everywhere. Yeah, was it? It really felt like nothing. It didn't even feel like he had the slime. Novo, yeah, rather like the piece, +1. Isn't perfect, but that's what it wants to do. I also like the newspaper section. Really? I didn't get that at all. Sorry if you find me reading the discussion boring, but I figure a lot of people don't read the discussion, so I'm just gonna like skimming through these to like keep it in the video so that you can. Yes, thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. This is just so fucking lame to me. I don't think this really works as the GOI format, which is hilarious because they're the guys that made it. Um, I wouldn't mind it being samey though. You know what you're in for when you read a Febris. Overly, yeah, yeah. Do I personally dislike this enough to be downvoted? Oh, no. But let it be known, a lot of that restraint is coming from the knowledge that you guys made the GOI. So early installment weirdness, as it's called for most things, is sure to be seen with this, and you're finding your place with the GOI, which is why I'm gonna no vote it. Otherwise, I probably would have downvoted it because, like I said, your register is weird as fuck, dude. On the rock where Moses stood by a sprawling star, I get the feeling that you are a... You're the thing I was very curious about! Oh! Um, yeah. Um, Oneroi Collective. I don't actually know how to pronounce this. Uh, Holy shit, you fuckers went crazy. Oh, I didn't even know. Cute. At least 5K words. Write a GUI format with at least 5 M. Oh, a picture's worth 1,000. That's clever. I haven't been noticing, paying attention to all these achievements. Raggle Simpson? What? Oh man, this is gonna be great. On the rock where Moses stood by Sprawling Star for the Oneroi Collective. American Dreams Hub. GOI-Con Folk Opera. You've intrigued me. I understand that I'm not reading the prologue, which might be a... Oh no, they're both, okay. Church in the Wildwood. Worried Man Blues. I like that. Intrigue. Okay, we have a forum format. That's so weird. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm so in. At Tatters has formed in Dreamspace, a small and lesser thing. At Tatters. Where am I? A vote with a negative one. October 1849. Big man on campus or at violence. In all caps, the primordial swamp of dreams, land of skeletons, prepare for consumption. Tatters has been consumed. Sometime later in the dreaming, at torture has arrived in local dream space. Big torture, big Iraq, big torture rack. That's oh my god, that's already fucking amazing. At torture in lowercase, though they don't type in just lowercase. Hold on, I'm just skimming for like if any of these are downloaded. Intriguing. Kindred spirit. At violence, declare yourself. Who are you? At torture, I am you, but with more temperance. I am capable of drawing the sublimation out, but not this time. This time I will make an exception. Violence, what the fuck are you talking about? Torture. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing. Violence has been sublimated. Torture has become wrath. Dream Gazette at Wandsman. Yo, the Wandsman! Wait, what is this? Oh, it's not actually. Map of dream space. Small and scattered red dots are visible. Redreams, that's adorable. I like this a lot already. Oh my god, you guys are cooking up something phenomenal here. Dream Gazette at Wandsman. Report. Hostile conceptualization up by over 350% within dream space. Corporeal causation remains unknown, but experts suspect rising tensions between the northern and southern American states as a likely culprit. At present, these concepts seem this should be interested, not interesting, in cannibalizing each other rather than manifesting into actual honorific entities. Read the full story here, with a map of dream space, small and scattered red dots being visible, 200,206 redreams, 15,603 likes. This was the 28th of January, 1853. Good point, me. Yeah, the first thing where something got consumed was in October of 1849, and then torture subsuming violence began on January 18th, 53, which is when the report came in from the Wandsman. Okay. The Collective at Onoroi. From the proud managers of your dreams comes a brand new product, Spiritual Integrity Thoughtwares, guaranteed to protect you and your loved ones from dangerous elements on both sides of the dream sphere. Now 60% off while supplies last. Buy for money at ONIP Collective Store Thoughtware. Stewware. You forgot a T there, pals. 150,111 redreams, 9,306 likes on the same day as the Wandsman post of the 28th of January 1853. More time later in the dreaming, on April 1857, Wrath drifted into greater dream space. Sex is a competitive sport and you have to win at Lust. What if I want to lose? Everything about that? Looking for a good time? You must have been so... The pictures are changing. Gunsword at Wrath. I think gunswords are lame. That's a personal thing, though. Looking for a good time? You must have been so lonely out there on the outer reaches of the dream. Maybe I can help. Gunsword at Wrath. You are big like me, complex. I shall enjoy tearing you from limb to limb. There are better things you could do with my limbs, what is the fucking... Oh my god, how am I drawing? Semicolon, close parentheses. I love saying them audibly. The Monarch at Pride, at Lust, at Wrath. Cease your squabbling. Cease your squabbling. There are important matters to which you must attend. 7 redreams, 5 likes. Wrath. Oh, these are the deadly sins. Wrath. Who are you? This is all caps, by the way. Wrath has been speaking in all caps. Pride. The one who will lead us out of this feeble dark. Look down, press deep into your forms. You have no spine, replaced with dreams. No eyes, replaced with dreams. No mouth, only dreams. Sin is weak, but it does not have to be. Chance has granted us a great gift, Christianity, an ideology which is spread throughout Earth. It defined us, but we may yet co-opt it, remake it in our image. Tell me, at Wrath, does it matter if violence is done in Jesus' name and not your own? The outcome is the same. No? Would you not still be pleased? Wrath, yes. Pride, good. Then join us, join me as one. Let's escape these darkened waters, emerge from being mere tatters, become something more. Out there now, men die in servitude. The world we desire is already there. We had merely to claim it. Join me, it is time. Username not set. Sloth. Intriguing. You are wrong. We must bide our time, wait and grow fatter, emerge, and we are unstoppable. Pride. We are already unstoppable, you feckless rube. How dare you insinuate my incorrectness? I have no time for it. Wrath. Oh, fuck this guy. Sloth has been consumed. Pride. I appreciate your enthusiasm and devotion, Wrath, but you kill on my whims, not yours. In all lowercase, with no punctuation. Sorry. Monarch. Pride. Good. Well, with that behind us, are we all ready to join our not flesh as one, to fuse our tendons in heat and sickness? Do you all commit to me and only my cause? Wrath says yes. Lust says not the kind of joining I had in mind, but sure. Pride says so it shall be. So Lust and Wrath being sublimated, Pride has become Joshua. Should I recognize that name? Who knows? It is also late, that'd be why. The Collective, if you're reading this, you've been identified as occupying proximate dream space to advancing Oniric forces, many of them bad. Don't worry, we're here to help. Our friends at the Fifth Spiral, SCP-3125. You are a number I recognize by quantum. Yeah, I figured. I think I did this once and I completely forgot what it is. 3125 is the escapee. I feel like I read you before. I forget what you are. Our friends at the Fifth Spiral are happy to offer identity abstraction services, witness protection for those who have become what they've seen. It may sound painful, but trust us, it's better than sublimation. Buy it for free. Ego death. 90,212 redreams, 9,222 likes. Wandsman. Dream Gazette. After several years of non-stop conflict, hostile concepts within dream space appear to be settling into more comfortable honorific entities. We've sat down with a couple of the more prominent ones, Joshua, the monk, the Gilded One, and Jonah, for a full interview. Here are some snippets. Joshua, what are your plans for your stay in dream space? To leave. Every second is an agony. My form is too great to be restricted to the subconscious. I will not be satisfied until I protrude upon every corner of the earth and until those corners are soaked in blood. Why do you go by the monk? Don't call me that. Don't call me anything. Don't look at me. Names have power. Eyes have power. Shut up. Shut up. I'm saying too much. Shut up. Jonah, what do you think of the other heads? What does a mirror think of its edge? An interesting question. I'd heads, but the other three, my enemy, who could see? Perhaps one day they lovers be. So, the Gilded One, what will you do when you're finished with, and I quote, rending the earth in fire and ash? Don't know. Probably lower taxes. The entities remain non-committal whether they intended to further centralize. Read the full story here. Your image did not load. I apologize. Stage 2.png, which is a map of the dream space with large red lines beginning to intersect, is not visible. Regardless, it had 212, 116 redreams and 4 likes on the 3rd of May, 1857. Later in the dreaming. Him who made rot, not Joshua. It is time, brothers. Mighty America trembles, her virgin body rearing up for war. The hour of commencement is at hand. We shall rise, rise, rise until we rise over heaven. Look from where you began, a sputtering cluster of bad ideas. Now you are something. You have to trot over every last hill upon your journey, but there is more. Sorry, let me re-say that. You have trod on ever last hill upon your journey, and there is but a mere mountain left to climb. This should be every. I think. Your influence cannot be stopped, shall not be stopped. The streets will run red with blood and in my name. It is a time of justice and jubilation and bad dreams. 10,204 redreams, 10,204 likes. On the 1st of June, 1859, 9:03 a.m. What? Like standard time? Him who made brought Joshua. At the monk, join me. Username not set. The monk. No, no, it's much too scary out there. They will swallow us and break us. I will not join. No, thank you, but no, I am too afraid. Joshua. Do not be afraid, brother. It shan't be possible. We are freer now. The monk has been sublimated. Gilded One, join me. Richer than God, the Gilded One. Not quite sure what this is, but before I zoomed in, it looked like the fucking purple guy 8-bit sprite. You see it? So there's his weird hand, there's his weird posture, and this is his head leaning forward. I was like, why is the purple guy yellow? Piss guy. The Gilded One, join me. The Gilded One. What's in it for me? These other chumps may do it out of the badness of their heart, but I'm gonna need a monetary incentive. Joshua. Wealth beyond measure, my friend. Every last coin and trinket you could pluck from the graves that await our filling. There is much work to do, brother, but it's far from unpaid. Gilded One been sublimated. At Jonah, join me. Quite all right, at Jonah. What is your decree? If I agree, must we burn down, put ash to the ground? If I say no, will your gasket blow? Doesn't matter. You're far too small to stop me now. Jonah's been sublimated. He starts just. I'm God. That's a fucking Sonic.exe reference. Oh hot damn! These upvotes are crazy. I can feel it now in my temples. With my opposition fallen, I am growing, still beyond ambition and thought and hope and God. Growth beyond power, growth beyond growth. I stand where Moses once did. I can stare up and see God. It is within my reach if I might only grow a little more. Grow until the darkness fills my, not flesh. Until the sun goes out at my whim. Until everything is me and I everything. Until there is nowhere else to grow and further still. I am at Joshua's become Godhead. Sonic the DXC, I am God reference. The collective Oneroi. If you're reading this, you currently exist in a space fully controlled by a rapidly growing hostile Gestal and are actively being consumed. Worry. To help, we've attached a powerful and lethal info Oneroiplex that will destroy both you and your surrounding vicinity upon viewing. Remember, it's better to wake up than have a nightmare. Please click. Access overridden. 20 redreams, 0 likes. There's something outside the window. It knocks once, then twice, then thrice. I am alone here. I do not think I can keep it out. A map of dream space, an enormous spiral plume of red spreads through it. It's a recursive, like, image, I think. At least I think that almost looks like a person in there somewhere. No likes, no redreams is on the 9th of June, 1959, 1:12 a.m. Blank has been consumed 3 times. Oneroi Christendom at Godhead. Amen. 23,130,390,182 redreams. 23,130,309. No, sorry. 23,130,390,182 likes on the 9th of June 9th of June 1859 at exactly 6 a.m. That was a good prologue. I like the format. You get an upvote from me. What's your name? Sprawling Star. That was quite nice. Only 5? This thing's got 19 images, must be me catching a tray and do localization licensing in the evening. CSS is a port of the cosmonaut theme to Basalt with some personal aesthetic flair. Thanks to the teammates for critting. Thank you for reading. Yeah. This neat, voices distinguishable, no one sounded the same. Arc line, very curious bit of build up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was true, isn't it? That's neat. The Sokushinabutsu by Sleepy Tabby Cat. Church of the Broken God. This might be the last one for tonight because my throat is getting a bit sore even though I've only gone for 32 minutes. I accidentally opened something on my fucking laptop, so I'm just gonna wait for that shit to load up so I can close it. I hit pressed Krita by accident because it's fucking... Why is it in my taskbar? I barely use this thing. I only use it here and there. Gotta wait for it to load regardless or else it's gonna piss me off knowing I opened it. And close. So this one is Church of the Broken God. Contains adult content, which is gore, depiction of blood and mutilation of body parts, self-harm, suicide, and torture. If you're 18 above, yes I am. -11, holy fuck. Wow. It's you! It's you! It's you! Oh, I remember like skimming this. It's you? It's you. Yeah, it's just gore for the fucking sake of it. This doesn't feel like Church of the Broken God. I thought it was them rebuilding someone, but no, they're just carving her up and killing her. Name doesn't fit what's happening either. Also, the theme angles your title on mobile. It's you. It's you. Okay. Yeah, it's... Are you... This is gonna be so fucking rude to look for. Are you still the most disliked one? Hold on. I scroll up to until it lets me close the thing, because holy fuck, we've got posts now. Entries in order of ranking. You're not the... What the fuck did you do, Mr. Toast? Sorry, I have to skim? Sorry, I think I can kind of see why, just by skimming. Trying so hard to be funny, even if it's not trying to be funny. I'm not very entertained. The excessive blue test is grading personality. Jokes don't land, plays out predictably. I second this. What happened here? It's such a turn I can't say I realize there's any lead up. Oh, wow. You know, with the joke that feels more like a bad meme from 19 chord. Oh, that is a gut punch. I apologize, Mr. Toasty. No more SCP writing attempting online lingo and how is this so deep in the negative? This shit peak comedy and accurately portrays adolescent minds. I think it's just because an adolescent wrote it. No offense. Cut to the quick. Yeah, isn't that when you're like down to like the nail bedding of your fingers or something like that? Like you chew your nails down to the quick, I think is a phrase I've heard before. Wow, okay. That was like, I guess we have 86 posts on them. Anyway, that was just idle curiosity. Apologies for like being mean and checking for that. I'm just delaying, honestly. I want to read this just because like I have to like read it to see if it's honest. This was for yeah. Well, because like I have to read it to know if it's that bad, right? But like I also don't want to read it because if it's just gore for the hell of it, what do I fucking care? Anyway, the Kushinobutsu. I'm gonna copy and paste this and look this up on a different tab. Is historical Japanese practice where Buddhist monks underwent extreme asceticism and fasting to achieve self-mummification while still alive, aiming to attain a state of eternal enlightenment and become a living Buddha. Okay, so yeah, if this is just Tears of Broken God carving someone up, that's not what this is. Intriguing. Well, it'll be short. You can tell I'm still trying to delay because I'm like, do I want to like fucking care? Whatever, if this gets shadow banned, I'm blaming Tabby Cat. She stepped up towards the altar. The room around her was dimly lit, only a few candles and clusters on the cold stone floor. She was surrounded just out of the light. A congregation had gathered to watch her. She gingerly pulled the linen robe out of her way and placed one of her bare feet onto the altar's cloth, pushing herself off the floor and standing upright on her plinth. From the darkness, a group of assistants emerged, all dressed in black, their faces covered over by masks. As they approached her, she kneeled down and threw her arms out, twisting her body upwards. The attendants gently pulled her robe away, letting it fall to the ground, revealing her and leaving her olive skin bare, covered in countless lines of writing, prayers which had been so carefully tattooed onto her body just days before, repeating over and over, alternating between the two most venerated languages. Did Church of the Broken God do body writing? I don't remember this in any of their other files. From his robe, an attendant revealed a tool, an electric saw for carving meat. Electric saws don't really do that. Electric saws are for bones, because they're saws. You generally want just like a single like razor sharp edge for cutting meat. You can even literally just think of it as like a scalpel versus a bone saw. His ritual dagger, the mechanism, wholly revered, anointed daily before this practice, and covered in inscriptions of prayers, word to life. Are you just doing fucking AdMech? Are you just doing AdMech? Its jagged blade vibrating with holy rage. I think you're just doing AdMech. Are you just basing Adeptus Mechanicus off Church of the Broken God? Gently, he placed the knife against her left arm, and a jet of blood spurted out, red and hot and angry. The saw was covered in the sticky liquid immediately, and the woman clenched her teeth in pain, but the attendant continued moving deftly, even though he was becoming more drenched by the second. It was minutes before he was finished with her arm and stepped back for the crowd to see his work. With one deft, you already used that word 2 sentences ago, motion, her skin and fat, intriguing, was pulled away from its muscle like a magician pulling a tablecloth before being dropped to the ground, landing with a wet splat in a pile on the floor. The first part of her sin, her vestigial motes of Nuwa, had been excised, rather. The other two men produced their own blades, and the three surrounded her. Once again, blood began to seep out, pouring. Well, it shouldn't be once; they never stopped. Pouring through the gaps between the men, down the altar, and onto the stones. The air was hot and heavy with the stench of iron, and a fine pink mist held around the ritualists. Eventually, finally, after hours of work, the three attendants stepped away from her for people to see. Her eyes glimmered up at the ceiling above her, the phosphine swimming through her vision, and tears welled up in her eyes. Across her body, a net of deep red lines from which blood seeped were visible. Slowly, one by one, the panels of skin these lines framed fell away from her to reveal the muscle beneath as her wretched flesh was removed from her body, leaving only the skin of her head still pristine. So, like, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't there like entire denominations and sects and just complete files for Church of the Broken God where they're not just like, I fucking hate flesh? Rather, isn't it just they see like machinery or code as an instrument for a divine being's like will? Obviously, everyone's interpretation is different and all that. But are you just writing fucking Adeptus Mechanicus? Are they just making a Scutari? Is that what you're doing? The next part of the ritual had started, and the attendants had to act fast. She gently moved herself into the position of the lotus, sat atop the altar as several more worshippers moved through the darkness. The blowtorches passed out to the first of the attendants, then a pair of tongs. The others were given a set of copper plates. The blowtorch was lit, and the first plate placed under its flame glowed red, then orange, then finally white as the air around it seemed to melt and warp from the heat. The attendee took a step back, then lunged. Why would you lunge forward? And that's so needlessly aggressive. And pressed the copper plate into the woman's sternum. At last the pain was too much, and she gave forth a deep guttural cry as the copper and muscle fused with a burst of steam. The air was now filled with the stench of burning pork, and so, well, human flesh doesn't smell like pork, it just tastes like it. And several of the audience fainted before. Why would they faint? You expected. Whatever. Before being silently carried away by their comrades. As this happened, the other two had already begun the process of heating up another copper plate, and as soon as the first was let go, the tongs found the second, which was once again slammed into the flayed body of the woman, this time in her abdomen. Again, you don't need to apply this much pressure. Once more, because surely you would do this more reverent if it's a religious. Once more, the attendants repeated this process, coating the woman in copper, which melted her flesh and molded itself onto it. No, it didn't. You haven't banged it into place. She cried, but the heat turned her tears to steam before they could drip down past her cheek. After hours of work, the woman was almost fully coated in copper plates. Just her head and neck remained unflayed and prepared. A long set of tongs was produced, and the final two components placed over the blowtorch, the front and back of a helmet. Its face carved to resemble her own. The two men holding each half stood across from one another, one facing her, the other directly behind her. They mounted their tongs, leveling the hemispheres of the mask with her head, and thrust forwards. The two pieces of metal collided with a distinct clang, followed shortly by a hiss of steam and the bubbling of boiling flesh. It was almost a full second before the woman started screaming, despite being unable to open her mouth, and she did not stop screaming until she was dead. She would have died already. It's been hours, and she's been fully skinned. She would have dehydrated to death, if not died of shock. The room was vacated and left empty for a full week before the worshippers returned, moving her now statuesque, well, no, she's just a statue now, form onto a palanquin to be taken to the temple. All that was left was a burn stain on the altar and a puddle of fat on the floor around it. I'm gonna downvote because this is just fucking Scutari, but he turns into a statue at the end. Broken God just like don't do this shit, right? They're not really transhumanists. Maybe that has changed in recent years, because I will admit to having read a Church of the Broken God file in like 2 years, and even then I just found it on a whim. And who's to say the author was the most up to date too, eh? But I don't remember any shit like this. Beyond that, you just made a Scutari. Do you just think Broken God or AdMac? Only this one is up. Place Japan. Or maybe you're Japanese, I don't know. Yeah, that sucked. If this is short, it might do this. The fuck? What? Hold on. 13 minutes. That's not going to be short at all. What? Okay, now Hmm. I'm thinking. Just wear a coat whenever, big dog. That's what I do. I'm sorry? We're doing this next time. Mostly because, like, I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Sorry for not reading, but it's just like, really? Okay. Oh, y'all been writing. Yeah, y'all been right. Oh, my fucking neck popped. Oh, oh, that actually, like, oh my god, this sucks. Holy shit, I pulled something in my fucking neck. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, that really fucking hurt. Holy shit. Okay. I got up to like express my intrigue and genuine excitement at like delving into that next time because like wow, I've never seen a video be like the front and center. Like I've seen videos in files, but I've never seen a video be the front and centerpiece for a file. Very intriguing that you're using this. Well, it makes sense considering you're doing all Recolia. And then something popped awfully in my neck. Holy fuck! Oh god. Okay, we're ending here. Sorry to end on like that AdMech article, frankly. But I kind of want to go to bed because I've been sleeping awfully recently, but that's nothing for you to worry about. Okay, finally it's going away. Holy shit, that's bad. Anyway, have a good night, y'all. And get ready to like get ready to watch a video with I guess I'll have to do a reaction piece. Not sure how fond I am of that. See you.